wish we were having it. Would you go if we had it this year?
I will go.
You will?
On the YouTube.
Really? We're live. Hey. Let me make sure my volume's down so I don't talk over myself. There it is. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Cecilia Jackson, thanks for getting on. Always. Happy Friday. Hello, Drew. Thanks for getting on, buddy. Guys, my name is Josh Harrell. If you don't know me, I work here at the GTT office. Good morning, Tammy Burton. Good morning, Joey Calvin, guys. Thanks for getting on. I really appreciate y'all hopping on here. Shawan, what's up? Kendall, what's up? Gosh, a lot of love this morning. Weatherman, thanks for getting on here, guys. I really appreciate everybody hopping on. If y'all don't mind, please do me a huge favor, like and share the stream and comment. I'd really appreciate if you guys, stuck with me through this thing and commented, gave me some questions. So, guys, today what we're going to be talking about is what making a transformation in your life looks like. What do you think about that? My mom's on here. Hey, good morning, Mom. I love you. Hope you're feeling better. What we're going to go into today is kind of what people would say it's a change, but I say it's a transformation. Would you agree with that?
That's true.
I think making a change is like dramatic. Like from point A to point B in a short amount of time, boom, change. Tammy Burton, the math man. That's right. I'm a mathematician. Mathematician, magician. I'm an English guy now. Thanks for getting on, Tammy. I appreciate it. So what we're talking about today, hey, and like I said, I don't know if you're just now getting on here, but please like and share. I hope if you're watching this, it might apply to you, might not. But if you share this, I hope it applies to somebody who watches this and will appreciate it and get something out of it. So we're going to be talking about kind of the steps that you're going to take to make a transformation in your life. Mama said, "Finally out of the woods. I'm happy to get to see you live." Absolutely. I'm live. I'm an English guy, remember. Tommy is a lot better looking this morning. Thank you. Tommy's actually on the Truman Show. I don't know what the radio station is. I think it's like 87 point something. But if you're have the time this morning, go check him out on the Truman Show. I think it starts around 9 o'clock. So he's going to give a lot of cool points and information on there this morning. So hop over there after this. But let's get into our thing. So what making a transformation in your life looks like, the first thing that you're going to have to do to make a transformation, or as some people would say a change, is make a decision. What making a decision is like is finding something that you want to see yourself succeed in, finding something that you see yourself getting more experienced in, and find something that you want or need to grow as a person. Moon Guy, I know you've been making a lot of changes lately, and everybody in the office has seen it, and you're doing a great job. What exactly, whenever you first started, what was your first initial thought whenever you thought, I think I'm gonna do this?
Well, I think just like many people, whenever you're getting into something new, you always have doubts of yourself. You're not very sure about how it's going to be.
Right.
So I think that was probably my first initial thought. And then the other thing is, was I making the right decision in doing this?
Right.
But then on the other hand, I realized by looking at what others are doing and also looking at what is happening in the field or in this industry,
Yep.
I saw a lot of potential, and knowing myself, I knew I could succeed in this.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going for it. With
That's
all those
good.
fears and all those doubts, but I still said, I'm going for it.
That's good. I like.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
really good point. So
Yeah.
fear is. Would you say if you would have taken your emotions into account and not have done it, where do you think would you be as happy? Do you
no,
think?
I would be miserable right
You'd be
now.
miserable.
And probably I would be looking for a hour-to-hour job somewhere, trying to struggle and just trying to make ends meet. That's what I'll be doing right now. But I just had to go over my emotions and say, whatever happens, happens.
Right. Yeah.
If I die, I die.
If you die. That's awesome. That's good to hear. David Ross said, "Radio isn't that for old people?"
Serious.
Yeah, that's a good point, but maybe. But yeah, no, that's touching to hear because a lot of people. That was my big thing whenever I started. I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if I could be able to manage going through what it takes to be coached, be mentored, be critiqued constantly, have somebody on you all the time, all day, every day. It's not something, it's not an easy decision is what I'm trying to say. Drew, you actually, you got into this thing and you hit it hard. What was your first initial thoughts, getting into it?
I came into the mindset with the mindset that, I feel like a lot of people who aren't in real estate think real estate's easy.
Right.
So I feel like I came in here with the opposite mindset because if you think about it, you're getting paid a big commission. So I'm like, it's got to be hard. So I came in with, I'm going to grind it out, do whatever I can do, train as much as I can to set myself aside and, be better.
Yeah. If you're watching this right now and you think real estate's easy, hey, it ain't easy. I can assure you it's not easy. There's a lot of mental and, sometimes physical, but there's a lot of mental stress that's going to take toll on your mind going through this kind of job because you're dealing with people making a big decision. You're dealing with people spending a lot of money, and it just gets emotional for some people. And, it's other agents. It's a reflection. Moon guy, Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of what the first step to making a transformation would be, is to make that initial decision. Step number 2. Oh, Joey Calvin, I'm about to rebrand to Southland Realty Group with the mindset of a growing team. I've been talking with GTT a little about it and excited about the process. That's awesome to hear, Joey. That's a really big step. What if you don't mind me asking, what is your first step like in your mind whenever you first thought about that? Were you scared? Was it something that you were excited about? What was your initial thought process? Because that's an interesting story. But so going into that, the step number 2 you're going to want to take is to commit to your decision. A lot of people have a hard time committing. And I think that's a big problem in this country and the world, I would say. People don't know how to commit. People don't know how to say that they're going to do something. People make a decision, and then they go into doing it, and then they falls off. They forget to commit, which is a huge step, because without commitment, nothing gets done, I would say. Would you all agree with that?
That's true.
Well, did you commit whenever you started? Was it a commit for you, or were you just kind of like, I'll do it, whatever?
It was a commit. Actually, I started my first initial way of starting is because I had a talk with Mr. Weathers and Shawan. They took me out somewhere and they sat me down and they said, I think you're cut for this. You can do this.
Yeah.
And we had a very good talk with them, and from that night when I went home, I really thought about it and I said, what Mr. Weathers and Shawan were telling me, this is something I would like to try.
Yeah.
And at that moment is when I committed to it.
You committed
I committed by thinking that this is something I want to try.
It was definitely
my first commitment at that point.
So it was just a thought in your head and you committed to it.
Yes, I committed. And then the way I normally do my things is that whenever I commit myself to something, the next thing I do is take action towards it. I commit in my mind, make a decision and say, okay, I say, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just like going to the swimming pool. You want to swim. You remove your clothes, you say, I got to do this. Then just jump into the water.
Exactly. The cold water. Yeah, the cold water. I actually was thinking about this the other day. So I try to work out every single day in the week if I can, which I try to, I take weekends off to let my body recover. But during the week, I try to work out Monday through Friday. And normally I take Fridays off, and normally, like, I'll every now and then I'll take another day off depending on how I feel. But I think it was Thursday night. I was thinking to myself, I was like, do I really want to go work out tomorrow? And I made a decision. I think right at lunchtime, I was like, I'm making a decision to go work tomorrow. And so later on in the day, I committed to the decision. I was like, I am going to work out tomorrow. This is my commitment. I'm getting up. There's no way that I'm not going to get up and go work out. So I went and worked out this morning. Went and worked out with a buddy of mine, a high school buddy of mine that we kind of reunited, got to talking, caught up. Tommy was saying something the other day. He was like, with the people that you don't see for a while, whenever you first see them, it's like all the memories and good times that you had just comes back into that moment, and it's just so much fun. And that's kind of what happened this morning. Looking at this dude, we shared from middle school. This guy was my best friend in middle school, and we shared so many memories together. Whenever I first saw him, I was like, dang, Tommy was right. This is cool. Like, I hadn't seen him in like a couple of years, but yeah, if you're not willing to commit, then you will never get what you want.
Yeah.
And that's why it goes back to there's a huge problem with people who don't commit in, America or in the world, whatever. So step number 3, like you said, put your commitment to action.
All right.
What was your step? What did you do whenever you made the commitment to do real estate? What was your next step in action?
I mean, coming in here and, grinding it out, making phone calls, and getting bitched at every day.
Yeah. Was that fun?
Oh, it was great.
Best experience ever.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mom said, I saw the picture of you and Evan. How is he? He's doing great. It was good catching up with him. He's gotten big. That dude committed to getting in the gym. He used to be skinny like me. Probably 2 years ago, or maybe 3 or 4 years, whatever. But he used to be skinny like me, and that dude is jacked. I don't know if y'all have seen the picture I put on my Facebook, but I mean, he's got some serious muscle to him. I looked at him today. I was like, damn, what happened to you? Where have I been these past couple of years? But yeah, the putting your commitment to action. Change doesn't start in the mind. It starts with what you do. You can't think I'm going to make a change or I'm going to make a transformation and then it just happens. It doesn't work like that. You have to put your thoughts into action like you did. You were thinking about doing real estate. It was a thought. You committed to your thought, then you put it to action. Now look at you. You're rich.
Heading there.
Yep. Joey Calvin. Initial concerns are public perception, cost of hiring assistants, whether to remain at current brokerage or go to one who's trying to recruit me. Drive is to leverage momentum I have, the momentum I have with the name Southland Barbecue and free up time to do more profitable duties and attract agents who want to partner with me to build bigger. That's awesome. That's very strategic. Joey, whenever you're making this decision or whenever, you're thinking about hiring people to free up more time, I would say that is a huge commitment to spend money to rely on somebody else to free you up. So commitments are, I would say some commitments are bigger than others. Would y'all agree with that? Like small commitments and big commitments. That's a big commitment, Joey. I envy that. So put your commitment to action. Step number 4, do what you don't want to do now so that you can do what you want to do later. Did I say that right? Okay. Little tongue twister. Tongue twister. Do what you don't want to. So I don't want to make phone calls right now. Not going to make phone calls. I don't want to make phone calls. But if I were to make phone calls, maybe, you get a sale off of it. You're in it to make money. Don't want to make phone calls. You make phone calls anyway. You get an appointment. You get a sale. You get money. You get to do what you want with that money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
True. Perfect.
So, it really all goes back to, whenever you commit to something and whenever you say that you're going to do something and times get tough, times get hard, you don't want to get up. You don't want to do the, what do we call it, the mule work. You don't want to do the leg work. You don't want to do the hard things because it's hard in the moment and you don't think it's going to pay off. But if you keep doing it and you stick to your commitment, that'll pay off. So that's one of the points I have. And my last step Like, this isn't really a step. This is more of a outcome. Watch yourself grow and stick to your commitment. Watch yourself grow. I would say, let me put it into perspective. So I'm my goals is my commitments is I'm trying to work out and I'm trying to get bigger because I'm, just a skinny, wimpy kid, whatever. I'm trying to get bigger, and whenever I say watch myself grow, I'm going to start taking pictures of myself every month. I'm going to weigh myself. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to watch what I eat on a daily basis, and then at the end of the month, have I made progress? Did this work? Did it not work? If it worked, duplicate it. Self-reflection. It's exactly right. I think that's very necessary to grow. Exactly. So, guys, that wraps up the whole transformation process. Do y'all have anything that y'all want to add?
Great show, Josh. Great show.
Yes, that's really good. That's really good. And everybody should actually desire to have transformation on a daily basis. I mean, right now technology shows us that every day they are upgrading, changing the version, updating and all that. And I think it's the same thing with us, in our minds, in all that we're doing, we need to continuously just desire to transform. Because transformation is not a one-time thing. It's a process, a continuous thing. As you grow, you transform into whatever is there.
Yep.
And then you always need to understand that whenever you're transforming, there's always going to be that element of resistance, things that are trying to show you that this cannot work. Right. But you have to be able to overcome and fight through that.
Right. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Transformation is a process. Change is immediate.
Yeah.
So it's not. My first topic this morning was what making a change in your life looks like. Then I went back up to Van. I was like, well, I don't know about that because change is immediate, and I'm not making changes. I'm making transformations. And Tommy actually taught me that. He said, you don't make changes, you make transformations. People don't change, they transform.
That's a beautiful one.
I think that's very strong. So, guys, if you got on, I appreciate it. Like I said earlier, please like and share the stream. Hey, and if you haven't liked the Good Time Tommy page, if you're watching this later, and if you want to learn how to grow yourself, grow your business, grow whatever you need help with in life, like the Good Time Tommy page. Tommy normally gets up here every single day, 8:30 in the morning. Monday through Friday, and he gives a lot of good tips on how to grow. He's transformed my life. I'm sure he'll transform yours too. So, guys, I appreciate you getting on, and everybody have a great weekend.